Spa must have been a very emotional race for you and Wayne. Finally making the top step of the podium, especially after starting from the pit lane. Can you sum up that race and your feelings afterwards for us?
Yes, that was certainly my favorite race of my time at Le Mans Cup. I love Spa as a track anyway. It's my favorite track, so I was very excited. I had done my personal best in qualifying for my 6 years here. It didn't count because I had a track limits, but it still was a good lap time. It seemed like the track was fast. Everybody was very fast in qualifying. And also I had a bunch of family here, so we had about a dozen people from the United States coming to watch, so I was very excited to try to have a good performance. When we pulled in the formation lap and stopped at the grid, the mechanic yelled at me to get out of the car because the car was smoking. It turned out it was a water leak from a pipe that had burst. So we lost all the fluid. So I was standing next to the car on the grid with everybody lined up. And in my head, I was thinking, maybe we won't get to race. And I was really disappointed about that. And then the mechanics came, pushed the car all the way down to the United pit in the main pit lane. They fixed the car. They were working on it while the race started. And my engineer told me to get in the car, so I got in the car just, again, not knowing if we were going to race or not, but just to be ready in case. They fixed the car, said to fire it up. I went to the end of pit lane. It was a red light. The guys on track were in the middle of their lap 1, and there had been some carnage during the turn 1. So I knew that there was probably going to be a safety car, but I didn't know if there was going to be a green light to let me out of pit lane. Wasn't sure about that. That's a race director's call. And so it went green. I got out to the back of the track, back of the field. And so I was so happy just to be on track. Wayne went out, and basically with that benefit of the pit stop, Wayne was in 4th, I think. And, he's the fastest guy out there. So he slowly worked his way past everybody. And we won the race, which is really an incredible win for us. Obviously a little bit lucky. We got unlucky 2 years ago, but this one, the luck went our way. So we're super pleased about it.
That's motorsport. Sometimes the luck's your way, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, this one, it went our way. And, to be fair, our mechanics did a great job to get the car, to find the hose that was broken, to get a new one on there, and to have that all done in like 6 or 7 minutes and allow me to get out. You really, hats off to the mechanics and the engineer for making that all happen.
Team sport.
It's a team sport, and the team really gets that win.
Yeah. You've raced in the Michelin Le Mans Cup for 6 seasons now. And I say the only one you didn't was 2017 with LMP3s, joining the championship in 2017. What attracted you to race in this series, and how has it changed in those 6 years?
Well, I'd been racing F3s, mostly in Californias, before this. And one of my good friends that I raced with over there actually did the very first year of MLMC. And he told me, John, you need to do this. You really would like it. It sounded like a lot to come to Europe 6 times a year and add a couple more times for testing. But I ended up starting doing it with Brookspeed the first year, and they were new to it. I was new to it. I wasn't very good the first year. It's a lot to learn with these cars, with the tracks. The second year I did a little better with Cool, and then I ended up getting a chance to drive with United, which I've been with the last 4 years, and that's really allowed me personally to reach my potential, I think. I think I've gotten, as good as I'm going to get, really. And the team has done just a great job giving me, a co-driver like Wayne. It's a huge benefit to have that safety net, but also the car, the setup has always been terrific. And the cars are not that easy to drive. I mean, they take a lot of work and a lot of practice. They're physically demanding, but it's been quite the good experience for me to be involved with Le Mans Cup.
As a bronze driver, do you think the Michelin Le Mans Cup has the balance right between the amateur and bronze driver?
I would say mostly they do. We have 6 races. The 5 of them are all the same, where it's an hour and 50 minutes. And basically, everybody has to do, you have to do 45 minutes, but really you have to do like 52 or 53 minutes because of the fuel issues. The only one I'd like to see them change is the race we do at Le Mans itself, which is it's a shorter race. And the bronze driver has got a 20-minute requirement. I'd love to see that switch to 25, since really it's our one chance at Le Mans. And you only are going to get 4 or 5 laps anyway, so getting 5 or 6 would be a lot better than 4 or 5. That's the only one that I would say should be changed, but the rest of them are good.
Portimao will be your final race. How will you approach this event?
So what I've found is that, my pace is where it is. I'm not going to be the fastest bronze guy. There's a group of guys that are just way faster than my group that I'm with. But for me, the key is really not to make that big mistake. Try to do my laps and keep it clean as best I can, particularly through the start. In Portimao, the last 3 years, each time I have taken off my vortex generator, which really affects you on that last turn coming into the front straight where you have to lift, where otherwise you could be flat. So the key for me is not to have any contact in those first 2 laps wherever I am, so that I can really run my race and give Wayne a chance to run his race. This track is definitely the most physical track of any that we do. You are getting very beat up, your body, with the way the turns are and the ups and downs. But I feel like I'm ready for it, and I'm looking forward to it. We got a big group of friends and family coming as well, so I think it should be a very fun weekend.
So, any future racing plans for John Schauerman?
You know, I haven't thought too much about it. I am really sad not to be doing this next year. This has been really a joyful experience for myself, my wife, and my family. So I will find something to do next year, but I'm not sure what yet. Haven't quite figured that out yet.
Well, whatever you do, good luck. And
Thank
it's been
you.
a pleasure having you with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.